Hi, this is Ian Banyard from Nature Connection World and Cotswold Natural Mindfulness, out today with the youngest member of my family, Theo, my grandson. And Thursdays is usually a grandpa day. So Theo's joined me today and I thought, well, it's October, it's a beautiful day. Lola needed a walk, so she's off up there exploring the path ahead of us. And October, if you didn't know this, and I think it's important that we all recognise this, is ADHD month. Lola, this way, come on, this way. This way, come on, this way. So October, 1st of October to the 31st of October is ADHD Awareness Month. ADD Awareness Month. Attention Deficit Disorder, Attention Deficit and Hyperactivity Disorder. And there seems to be more and more people, I think 1 in 20 was the last I heard, of children who are testing for some form of attention deficit now. Not always with hyperactivity. I suspect all those years ago in the 60s and 70s, this way Lola, this way, when I was at school, I suspect I had struggled with attention. Been reading Gabor Mate's book Scattered Minds and realising that quite often ADD, a condition around attention and being able to pay attention. I found it very difficult to pay attention as a child. I wasn't hyperactive. I was quite sensitive, didn't want to get into trouble at school, and I was able to manage my behaviour, and what they sometimes call I was able to show pro-social behaviours as opposed to antisocial behaviour or challenging behaviour for my teachers in the classroom. So quite often boys got diagnosed with ADHD, but I think quite a lot of sensitive children that were able to manage their behaviour, disguise the condition because they didn't even know they had it, would just tune out, would be a bit dreamy, would not notice when everybody left the class, or would be so internal, thinking, daydreaming, preoccupied with something that they hadn't noticed what was going on around them. And these are children that Gabor Mate talks about tuning out. But what I found is, even though I might have tuned out in situations and environments that I found difficult, like a classroom, sometimes the workplace when I was older, I found coming out into a space like this, coming out into nature, was relaxing, wasn't overwhelming, was very grounding. Listening to the soundscape around me, the bird song, even a plane going over, looking at the landscape around me, all the green, the trees, the light coming through the trees, being able to collect things as I was walking through nature. All of that I found was very therapeutic, and was an escape from school at the time and the world of busy when I got older. I often say that in my corporate life, I climbed the corporate ladder, found it was leaning against the wall, fell off and found myself in nature. And nature for me was my playground as a child, but also a sanctuary. It was a place I came to. And there's a lot of evidence now that is showing, and I'll leave a link to it under this video. There's evidence that shows that children, like little Theo here, who are introduced to nature, who get the opportunity to go out into nature. There was lots of opportunity when I was a child to get out into nature. I mean, most kids were out playing in nature. It's not so much now, but there's forest school now. There are other outdoor clubs and learning for children to be able to get out into nature. There are people that guide walks like I do. Nature connection walks, mindful nature connection walks that people can go on now. And it's really, really key and important to introduce children at a very young age to natural landscapes and nature, because the evidence and the research is showing that children that are introduced to nature as young children, as early as possible, actually show less signs of attention deficit they're able to develop more pro-social behaviours. They're not so hyperactive in social situations. They're more aware of what's going on around them, and they're able to modify their behaviour in order to interact in those environments without feeling isolated or without becoming antisocial in those situations as well. And so I'll leave a link to that research below this video. And I've just, as I'm walking through here, I'm also watching little Theo on my back here, connecting with all of the landscape around him, watching his little eyes flicking from tree to tree. He's listening to the bird song. The bird song, by the way, stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system. It's the rest, digest, repair system. The fresh air he's breathing in and the phytoncides that are coming out of these healthy trees here are stimulating his body as he's breathing them in, as he's looking and listening and sensing his way through here, feeling close to me as he is too, and being part of Grandpa, Lola and himself going through the woods here, feeling very close and safe. This is all boosting his well-being, it's boosting his immune system, and it's creating a memory in him. It's creating something that when he's older, and there's a lot of evidence that shows now that the adults, the people of my age who were introduced to nature at a young age and developed a connection with nature at a young age, there's evidence now that shows that when we return to nature in older life, when our busy careers start to come to an end, when we've managed to create some security for ourselves and can be more time rich to come out and invest time in beautiful spaces like this, it's those memories of childhood that come back to us, and it's that connection to a past time that can bring a playful time, even that can bring well-being, feelings of well-being to people. Coming out in groups as well, coming out as a community, is a wonderful way to share nature with each other, because when we connect, we care. What we care about, we protect, we nurture and we value, and what we protect, nurture and value grows and thrives. I have an instinct to protect this little chap. We all as a family want to nurture him, introduce him to as natural a life as possible, so that he can tap into this beautiful spaces like this for his well-being as well when he's older as well. And of course we value not only him but each other, and hence that should then ensure that he grows healthily and he thrives. That's what nature teaches us. Nature teaches us what we protect, what we nurture, and what we value grows and thrives, and what we stop connecting to, disconnect to, stop caring about, unfortunately, doesn't grow so well and doesn't thrive. So fascinating information about attention deficit. There's 1 in 20 children now, I think, and many adults now are being diagnosed now in later life as having some type of attention deficit condition. Also, attention fatigue is another one that's very difficult for people that aren't able to manage attention and ensure that they get breaks from screens, from digital devices, have some sort of digital detox every now and again. And so there's never been a better time to bring awareness to these attention conditions, and also the antidote, some of the antidotes to them as well. I mean, obviously some pills and medications can help those that are suffering severely, but it's better if you can find a natural remedy to help you and guide you towards a more healthy and well journey through some of these conditions. So what better time than October? 1st of October to the 31st of October is Attention Deficit ADHD Awareness Month. So please share this video. Please share the antidote as well to that with people you know that may be struggling with some of those conditions. And the good news is that the more time you come out and spend with nature, obviously in childhood like little Theo here, but as an adult too, the more you can handle these conditions and actually get these conditions to work for you. Because a lot of these conditions that we get these days can work against you, but can also work for you if you learn how to manage them and become more mindful of them. Anyway, I'm going to continue my walk. You've gone very quiet. Are you just listening to Grandpa talking? Is that what you're doing? He looks a little bit sleepy, so I think it's a nice little drive home now for him, so he can have a little sleep in the back of the car. So anyway, enjoy your time today. As I say, there's be some research I'll put underneath this video, and if you can get out with your family into nature, and you're part of Nature Connection World, my online community, come onto the community and share some of the activities. I'll post this video under there as well as on YouTube. I'll post it in Nature Connection World for those of you that are already members of Nature Connection World, and I'll also put a link under here to Nature Connection World if any of you are not part of that online community yet, but are interested or would like to come and join us there. Anyway, I say have a great time, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye bye.